we have our deposit that's 43-101 compliant. It sits on a mining lease, and we're finalizing the permits to be able to extract ore. We're confident we will be ready to start pouring gold in early 2026 and be in this gold pour room. Some people are drilling in remote locations, and the cost to drill is $500 to $600 a meter. In Val-d'Or, we're drilling at around $80 to $90 a meter. The value that we have is the access to skill, talent, the infrastructure, and also having a ready-to-go permitted mill.
Lafleur Minerals Inc. has paid Pinnacle Digest for marketing services, including producing and disseminating this video. Pinnacle Digest parent company owns shares and warrants of Lafleur Minerals Inc. This is not investment advice. Please read the full disclosure at the end of this video. Global debt has jumped to record levels, now well above $300 trillion. Across the world, nations' deficits have widened, currencies have weakened, and trust in financial systems is being tested once again. In moments like these, gold often shines, and this year the precious metal has climbed to record highs, now trading well above $4,000 per ounce. With that backdrop, our focus today is on a particular gold infrastructure asset and exploration project here in Quebec, and the work underway. The Abitibi Greenstone Belt, spanning northeastern Ontario and western Quebec, has produced more gold than any other region in Canada and is one of the world's most prolific mining districts. The Abitibi has produced over 200 million ounces of gold from more than 100 mines since the early 1900s. The belt also contains multiple world-class deposits, with at least 15 having produced more than 3.5 million ounces each. Within the Abitibi, the Val-d'Or and Rouyn-Noranda region have been among the most productive, having produced more than 70 million ounces of gold since the early 1900s. It is here, in Quebec's Val-d'Or region, that Lafleur Minerals reported that it is advancing towards a potential restart of its 100% owned Beacon Gold Mill, and a preliminary economic assessment as it aims to restart production next year. Additionally, about 60 kilometers away, the company is also advancing its exploration project known as the Swanson Gold Project. We first filmed here about a year ago, shortly after Lafleur closed on the acquisition of the Beacon Mill. Today we're back to see the progress the company has made in advancing both the mill and its Swanson Gold Exploration Project. Next, I'll speak with Cal Malley, chairman of Lafleur Minerals, to walk us through the Beacon Mill status and the critical path from here. Cal, thanks for having us again. We're here at the Beacon Mill. We've come into the gold pour room. How does Lafleur Minerals fit into the gold story in 2025?
Alex, it's amazing for us to be standing in a gold pour room for a micro-cap company like Lafleur Minerals. You know, we're a 40-50 million market cap, but we are standing at a permitted gold mill. We are a niche gold producer ready to start production at a low capex, and we can be producing gold in early 2026 in an amazing gold market at 4,000 an ounce gold.
Talk to me about that. Like, are there some renewals that need to happen? Is it any permits that are still outstanding? Where's it at?
Any mining operation hinges on permits and technical expertise, and we've done the technical part on restarting the mill. We've got experts at the mill. At our Swanson deposit, we have our deposit that's 43-101 compliant. It sits on a mining lease, and we're finalizing the permits to be able to extract ore. And we believe with all of that, we're confident we will be ready to start pouring gold in early 2026 and be in this gold pour room.
What are the three pillars that make up Lafleur Minerals?
Any gold operation hinges on the team that the company's built around. And I think being in Val-d'Or, we have access to some of the best mining talent. Some people are drilling in remote locations, and the cost to drill for a resource is $500 to $600 a meter. In Val-d'Or, we're drilling our Swanson deposit at around $80 to $90 a meter. And that speaks to the amazing, not only the cost value, but the time value on how quickly we can take a deposit to a resource. The value that we have in Lafleur is the access to skill, talent, the infrastructure, and also having a ready-to-go permitted mill at Beacon.
Obviously, there's still work to be done. How much capital is needed to get it over the finish line? And where does the treasury stand today?
We are very fortunate to be in this gold market. Lots of capital is coming into the gold exploration business, and we've been able to close on some hard dollars in the last month. We're closing on some flow through this month, and we have several opportunities to close on the mill financing in the next month.
This is mining. Things go wrong all the time. What could potentially delay the restart of this mill?
When we talk about mining, there's mining in remote locations where you have to fly in skills and equipment. We are located in the best mining town of Val-d'Or, Quebec. We've got access to skilled labor about 20 minutes out from our mill, and we've got the infrastructure that's here. So I think we do have challenges that come with any mining, but being in a mining-friendly infrastructure heavy location will minimize some of those risks.
You know, staying on costs, what would it cost to build a mill like this today in 2025?
We had an expert opinion by Boo Machine to provide us a summary of what is the value of the mill, what would it cost to rebuild, and their report says the mill to rebuild as is would be hard cost of $49 million. But the value at the Beacon Mill is more so in that it's a permitted state in this gold market, and it's ready to go. If somebody was to build a new mill, it's a 3 to 5 year permitting process. And the permitting alone, if it even goes ahead, would be $30 to $40 million. So we have a valuation on this mill about $70 million in just the mill value, not counting what we have at Swanson and the combined entity itself.
Looking out 6 months, what are some of the metrics you would have investors focus on?
I think Lafleur stands out in that we will be pouring gold in early 2026. And that stands out because we'll be a niche gold player producing gold. And that's so different from either the monster gold players who are already fully valued or the junior exploration companies that are sitting on ounces without a mill. And I think once we start pouring the ounces in 2026, the opportunity for us to increase the tonnage and upgrade the mill is huge.
Talk to us about the exploration at Swanson.
We acquired Swanson from Monarch. It was 5,000 hectares. It had a resource about 180,000 ounces. That's 43-101 compliant. It had included about 36,000 meters of drilling. But after we acquired it and before the price of gold ran, we acquired additional ground from Abcourt Mines, which has historical ounces at the Jolene and Bartek deposit. And we acquired ground from Globex. And currently we're drilling the additional ground, and there's lots of upside to increase what we had started with at Swanson.
You talked about the low cost of drilling here in the Val-d'Or region. How many meters are you hoping to drill this season?
We are currently drilling 10,000 meters, but I believe as we move forward, we will expand that exponentially in the coming year.
And I know the company's working on a PEA. How does that play into all this?
If we want to start the mill, we need to have the industry with a report that they can stand behind, and we've got a report being done on the PEA on what is the total economics of the mill operation, and we expect to have that in the next 3 to 6 weeks.
You know, Cal, you've been in the mining business in one way or another for many years. What is it about, this asset, this project?
I'm in the mining business, but I'm also more so in the business of creating value. And I think that's what we've done at Lafleur. We picked up an asset when it had marginal value at 1,600 gold. And we've been fortunate, the price of gold has come around, but we're also fortunate that we're able to work with very strong people. And that's what we have. We have Lafleur an opportunity where at one time this mill was not that valuable, but now it is.
Thanks for meeting with us today, Cal. Good luck. The Beacon Mill is the company's infrastructure asset, while the Swanson Gold Project is Lafleur's exploration focus. Located about 60 kilometers from the Beacon Mill, recent work at Swanson has included over 5,000 meters of drilling, with several drill holes exhibiting high-grade, near-surface assay intercepts. The Swanson Gold Project has an extensive footprint, multiple target zones, and spans over 18,000 hectares, and is accessible by road and rail. To explain where things stand and what's next, we'll be talking with technical advisor and exploration manager, Louis Martin, a professional geologist with over 40 years experience. Louis, it's great to be back with you. It's been about a year since we were here. We're at the Swanson Gold Project. Lafleur is in full-on exploration mode. Get us up to date with the program.
It's good to have you back. Yes, we have changed a lot since the last time we met here. And as you can start to see even behind us, we have 2 drills running at this point. We just went through a really nice exploration set. Now we're doing some more definition drilling, and we're going to keep advancing this project.
So how many meters are you guys planning to do?
We just completed about 10,000 meters on our exploration phase, and now we've moved on to the definition for the Swanson deposit. And we've got about another 5,000 meters, there kind of thing, to finish off on this one here.
Okay. Talk to us about some of the high priority targets and what is the main goal of this exploration program?
It's hard to say one priority. We've got two. I mean, we are still doing regional exploration, and at the same time is we want to drill this definition, the deposit there, get a little bit more confidence in what is there and how many ounces we're going to be sort of suggesting for a bulk sample.
So talk to me about the bulk sample and then maybe the updated 43101 that's coming.
So the bulk sample is, a lot of this drilling was done in the 1980s by Lafleur Minerals. It was done in the 1990s by Agnico Eagles. These are very two well-known companies. But again, for the 43101 qualities, we have to confirm this data, bring it up to modern standards. That's why we're out here sort of duplicating some of the original holes where the pit is essentially going to be going.
Okay, and what about some of the expansionary stuff?
The expansion area, so we're going to be drilling off again the Swanson deposit more along strike and that depth that's coming up. But we're also very excited about the regional exploration stuff. So for the last probably 3 or 4 months, we've been drilling outside of this deposit, testing new targets. I mean, we want to find multiple deposits to feed the mill.
Talk to me about how you got some of those targets, because I mean, this is a huge project, 16,000 hectares. How are you able to, determine where to drill?
So just before we started the drilling portion, we did some regional programs. So we did some soil geochemistry. We flew the whole project with airborne magnetics and VLF. We were doing large regional IP lines. We did prospecting, we did mapping. So we were compilation a lot of stuff. So we had a whole multitude of targets, probably about 50, 60 of these targets laid out for regional exploration.
So what's required from a prerequisite standpoint, regulatory, to actually do these bulk samples and begin processing at the Beacon Mill?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So the very first part is we do have a mining lease. So this was something that was awarded to Agnico Eagle in the late 1990s. So we were one step ahead there. Now, just to bring it all up to date, is we have to give a new mining plan. So that is going to be part of the PEA that we're submitting. We have to do an environmental study. And again, that's something that's going to be coming up very shortly. And we're going to do a closure plan. These are all things that are very feasible, possible to do in the short term.
And how long do you estimate that might take?
So to take a bulk sample, we're already mining lease, so that speeds things up. We're finishing off our PEA, which is the mining plan we have to give to the government. And then essentially it's a environmental closure plan. And for that, submit to the government 6 months to a year kind of thing maximum we should take.
Right, after the PEA?
After the PEA, correct.
When are you expecting to have that complete?
The PEA, we expect to have it completed in December. So early December, hand it off to the government before the end of the month in December.
Okay, and then it's anyone's guess?
Anyone's guess kind of thing, but we're not anticipating more than 6 months for a year kind of thing for that part.
Yeah, and is there a big capital cost associated with that?
No, not really for the bulk sampling part. It's a normal 43101 report. They want a mining plan. So that's easily just in the low $100,000 kind of range.
Louis, you've worked in the Val-d'Or region for decades. You've seen projects fail, succeed, mines go into production. You've kind of seen it all. When you think about the Beacon Mill and the Swanson Gold Project, what comes to mind? How do you see these developing?
Yeah, I mean, these are two projects that go very nicely together. I mean, it's all a question of the risk profile. These two projects together, I mean, it's a low capital cost. It's a short timeline to put it into production. So it's something that's going to marry very nicely together.
In mining, there's always setbacks. Things can always go wrong. Do you see any potential, showstoppers or fatal flaws here?
No, there's no really short-term problems kind of thing. Yes, it is the permitting aspect. That's always when we're at the mercy of the government. But in our case, I think everything is flowing in the right direction. We're not anticipating anything. It's really just the timeline aspect.
Thanks for meeting with us, Louis. Best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Our journey through Val-d'Or underscores why the Abitibi remains one of the world's most prolific gold mining regions and why Lafleur Minerals wants to make its mark here. Today's conversations underline the work underway, planning at the Beacon Mill and exploration and test work at Swanson. There are no guarantees in this business, but if milestones and goals are met, the company moves to the next stage, advancing a restart plan for the Beacon Mill and further defining the geological model at the Swanson Gold Project.